And welcome back. I want to give you guys an update regarding the Florida housing market. I found a really good resource showing statewide trends in their housing market and some pretty eye-opening trends that are occurring there. And also stay tuned towards the end of this video because I'm sharing how each of the major metros within Florida fared regarding home sales and of course home prices. So I have a lot to share in today's video. So if you guys haven't subscribed just yet, I invite you to do so. I post frequent housing market updates, whether it's in Florida, Texas, or nationwide. So I invite you to subscribe and join the family. And of course, I love making these videos for you guys. So let's go ahead and dive right in. This is from the Florida Association of Realtors. And the most recent trends they have on their website is actually for September 2022. I'll provide a new update for you guys in about a week or two once they post October's results for the state as a whole in Florida here. And by the way, this housing market update for Florida only is including single family houses. So it's excluding multifamily properties. But let's go ahead and dive right in here because there's some pretty eye-opening trends in Florida right now. So take a look at this. Closed home sales for September 2022, just over 20,000 home sales compared to 28,302 1 year ago. So closed home sales have decreased by 29% on a year-over-year basis. And look at this. Houses in which they paid all cash, that represented about 6,000 houses out of the 20,000 home sales, but that's a decrease of 30.1% compared to September 2021, when there was 8,550 home sales in which the buyer paid all cash for the property. So big decrease in closed home sales, but also houses in which buyers paid all cash. In regards to home prices, the median sold price in Florida was just under $404,000. 1 year ago, it was $355,000. That's an increase by 13.8%. Whenever I talk about closed home sales, though, I always mention this on the channel, though, this is a lagging indicator. In other words, this is really what the housing market was like 1 to 2 months ago when the home seller accepted an offer from a home buyer. So this is a lagging indication here, but still at 13.8%, this is well above historical levels. We tend to see home prices increase in a range of 3 to 6%, of course, not 13.8%. But this is a lot less than what we saw a few months ago. The average sale price increased by 9.6%. Total dollar volume was $10.7 billion. That's a big decrease of 22.2% from a year ago, though. Also have a look at this. This is the median price of the original list price received. In other words, in September, home sellers sold their houses for approximately 3% below their original asking price. I really love this trend they're sharing because most time the companies like Redfin, they share the last list price compared to the final list price or final sold price. So when a home seller reduces their asking price several times, then that really doesn't give us an indication regarding this ratio here. We're talking about the final asking price. That's why I really love this metric right here because they're talking about the original list price. In any case, at 97.2%, this is below levels back in 2021, where on average houses were selling for the asking price or the original asking price. Now it's at 3% below. So 2.8 percentage points decrease from a year ago. Also, the median times in the market, or as we call it, the median days in the market, or DOM, is at 22 days. Look at this though. 1 year ago, it was only 10 days. So it's a 120% increase on a year-over-year basis, which is absolutely insane. And this metric right here at 22 days is a time period when a home seller lists their house for sale and when they ultimately accept an offer from a home buyer, and then it closes escrow later. So that's 22 days right now, or at least for September 2022, a big increase from 1 year ago when it was only 10 days. We're also seeing a huge decrease in the number of new pending home sales, declining by 32% from September 2021. Big changes here. New listings are down by almost 17%. And also active listings, which of course is housing supply, is up by 74.9%. They have 66,000 houses for sale at the end of September of this year compared to 37,781 1 year ago. We're also seeing a huge increase in the month supply as well because right now the month supply is 2.5 months, 1 year ago, it was only 1.3 months. That's a 92.3% increase on a year-over-year basis. Now, that's a high-level overview about what's happening right now in the Florida housing market, but they actually provide a lot of detail regarding each of these metrics here. And I'll go over each of the ones I think are worth mentioning here. So closed home sales, which of course is the number of sales transactions which close during the month. And have a look at this. For September 2022, 20,099 closed home sales, a decrease again by 29% on a year-over-year basis. But look at this though, for 4 consecutive months, they've had double-digit decreases in the number of closed home sales on a year-over-year basis. And also by my analysis right here, at 20,099 closed home sales, this is the lowest levels since May 2020, which of course was the onset of the pandemic. And you can see that right here, the graph right here, 2020 in May, which is right around 20,000 closed home sales, right in line with what we're seeing right now. And when comparing closed home sales pre-COVID, current levels right now are the lowest levels since January of 2020. They also provide some really interesting trends regarding the total number of cash sales. So that was approximately 6,000 cash sales for September, down by 30.1% though from a year ago. But look at 1 year ago. 1 year ago, there was a 38.5% increase in the number of cash sales compared to the previous year. And at 5,980 right now, this is at least a 12-month low by far. And by my analysis here, the lowest levels since January of 2021. I mean, look at the past 12 months. Every single month here, they had more than 7,000 cash sales, and now there's only 5,980. Again, the lowest level since January 2021, as you can see right here. January 2021, there was actually less than 6,000 cash sales compared to 5,980 right now. They also provide the percentage of closed home sales during the month that were cash. So in other words, at 29.8%, that means approximately 3 out of every 10 closed home sales came from a cash buyer. Now that may seem like a lot because on average nationwide, that percentage is around 25%, but in Florida, it's 29.8%. But looking over the past 12 months though, this is at least a 12-month low. Now here's a chart showing the percent of cash sales over time, over the past 4 years really. So at 30% right now, this is more or less in line with 2021, but far below 2020, 2019, and of course 2018 as well. Because back in 2018 and 2019, the share was approximately 25% on average. In regards to home prices for the state as a whole, in Florida, the median sold price for September was basically $404,000. Again, that's an increase by 13.8% on a year-over-year basis. This is also the third consecutive month of declines though, because back in June of 2022, the median sold price was $420,000 and has been decreasing ever since then. Now here's something that caught my attention because when looking at the median sold price for September, again about $404,000, this is not too much higher than March of 2022. In other words, home prices have been more or less flat since then. But wait, there's more because look at this. The year-over-year increase at 13.8% is the lowest percent increase in the last 12 months. Also, 1 year ago, it was at 18.3% increase from September 2020. In other words, home prices have been decreasing for 4 consecutive months, and also the year-over-year increase has been slowing. Here's another interesting trend as well because the total dollar volume is $10.7 billion for the month. But when looking at the past 12 months, this is at least a 12-month low, again down by 22.2% from September 2021. And here's the median percent of original list price. Again, 97.2%, meaning home sellers selling their houses for approximately 3% below their asking price, which is much different compared to the past 12 months though, because for the past, 2 months in a row, this percentage has been decreasing. Also look at this because from September 2021 all the way until July of 2022, that percentage was 100%, meaning on average, sellers selling their houses for their asking price. To me, this is pretty eye-opening because from September 2021 until July 2022, that percentage did not decrease at all. But look at the past couple of months, decreasing from 100% now down to 97.2% in 2 months. This, of course, means that the housing market is softening given the fact that home sellers are selling their houses for less than asking price right now. And here's the median days in the market. It's at 22 days right now. Look at this, 120% increase from 1 year ago. So it was taking about 10 days to sell a house 1 year ago. And at that time, that was down by 56.5%. Now it's taking 22 days. In other words, it's taking 2 times longer to sell a house in Florida right now compared to a year ago. But to me, that's not really the biggest takeaways because back in July 2022, just 2 months ago, days on the market was only 12 days. So in other words, days on the market has nearly doubled over the past 2 months alone in Florida. And here's something really interesting as well, because look at this. This is days on the market over the past 4 years. So again, days in the market at 22 days right now, still historically low, but a big increase from a year ago, 120%. So look at this. Days in the market at 22 days is far below 2018 and 2019 because back then, days in the market was in the range of 30 to 40 days on average. Now it's only 22 days. But despite that, days in the market, housing inventory is still much lower compared to pre-COVID levels. The housing market in Florida is still slowing down big time. Also have a look at this because over the past few months, look at these huge gains on a year-over-year basis. 25% increase in June, 33% increase in July, almost a 78% increase in August. Look at how this compares to the early parts of this year and the late half of last year because from September 2021 through April 2022, they saw double-digit declines each and every month then. It just goes to show how our housing market is shifting big time, given the fact that rates have been averaging about 7% over the past 30 days. All right, changing gears slightly, let's talk about new pending home sales. Again, down by 32% on a year-over-year basis at 19,683. And look at the past 12 months again, because this is at least a 12-month low. And by my analysis here, we haven't seen levels this low since April 2020. In other words, the onset of COVID, of course. And before that, we haven't been this low since December of 2019, as you can see right here. Current levels at approximately 20,000, the lowest levels since April of 2020. And before that, December of 2021. They also have a really good note here because they say that pending home sales is an indication of potential, keyword potential, future closed home sales. So even though a seller accepts an offer from a home buyer, it doesn't mean it's going to be finalized. That doesn't mean the sale is going to close successfully here. And it says that right here. Not all pending home sales will be closed successfully in the next coming months here. We're also seeing a decrease in the number of new listings, again, down by 16.7% from September 2021, where we had over 31,000 new listings. And at 26,111, this is the lowest levels since December of 2021. On top of that, the number of new listings has been declining for the past 3 months in a row. And here's a chart showing new listings since 2018. Again, right now, the lowest levels since December of 2021. Now, to me, this is one of the most eye-opening trends we're seeing right now, and this is active listings. Look at this huge increase, 74.9% increase on a year-over-year basis. Just over 66,000 houses for sale right now compared to 37,781 1 year ago. And look at this giant increase over the past several months. Increasing by more than 30% for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 consecutive months. And this is drastically different compared to September 2021 through March of 2020, where we saw double-digit decreases on a year-over-year basis. I mean, how crazy is this? Look at September 2021, active listings decreasing by 29%. Now it's a huge increase of almost 75%. But wait, there's more because look at this. Active listings have been increasing for 7 consecutive months now. And take a look at this. This is active listings since 2018. So the levels we have right now, again, at 66,079 is far above compared to a year ago, but far less compared to 2018 and 2019. So even though current levels right now are far below the pre-COVID levels, their housing market in Florida is slowing down big time. Back in 2018 and 2019, every single month they had more than 80,000 houses for sale. Now there's only 66,000. But again, despite this, the housing market is slowing down big time. Now here's the month supply of inventory. The month supply in Florida is at 2.5 months. Now this is 7 consecutive months of increases because back in February 2022, it was only 0.9 months. Now it's 2.5 months. It's important to note here though, and actually you can see this right here because the gains we've been seeing of housing supply have been increasing greatly in the spring months. But more recently, though, over the past couple of months, we're not seeing the big increases like we once did. For example, you can see that right here because back in May 2022, they went from 1.1 months to 1.4 months. Then it jumped to 1.9 months and then 2.2 months. But really, ever since July, we haven't been seeing the big increases like we once did. But nonetheless, a huge increase of 92.3% on a year-over-year basis though. Here's also closed home sales by price range. So have a look at this. The vast majority of closed home sales for September were in the range of 300,000 to 600,000. Over 5,000 home sales for each of those major categories here. But look at this. Houses that sold in the range of 600,000 to more or less 1 million, down by 2.8%. Not as a big of a decrease compared to houses that sold for less than 400,000. Again, look at this, huge decreases by over 28%, all the way until a 60% decrease in home sales in the range of 150,000 to more or less 200,000. Now, in my personal opinion, why they're seeing a huge decrease of closed home sales of less than really 300,000 is because the median sold price is more or less 404,000 in Florida. So in other words, they're seeing a lack of houses that sold in the more affordable range. And this, of course, is because Florida has seen a huge increase in home prices over the past couple of years. You also can see this when looking at this metric right here, because this is inventory by current listing price. Look at this. For houses that are currently listed for 300,000 in the range of 300,000 to 400,000, that's a 92% increase on a year-over-year basis. We're seeing huge increases in the range of 400,000 to 600,000, and of course 600,000 to just under $1 million as well. That's that. Look at this though, because houses that are being listed for less than 200,000 are seeing huge decreases on a year-over-year basis. And again, this is because we're seeing a huge increase in home prices over the past couple of years, and therefore we're not seeing enough houses being listed for sale for less than 200,000. The Florida Association of Realtors also provides some interesting stats regarding foreclosures as well as short sales. For September 2022, there was only 74 closed home sales that were foreclosures or REOs, or real estate owned properties. 1 year ago, it was 123, a decrease of about 40%. Also, in regards to short sales, there was only 31 of those this September compared to 86 1 year ago, a decrease of 64%. All right, that's current trends we're seeing right now in the Florida housing market. Let's have a look at the major metros to see what's going on there. And by the way, again, these are stats for September 2022, which are not impacted by the hurricane because the Hurricane Ian hit Florida on September 28th. So current trends we're seeing right now are not impacted by the hurricane that hit Florida on the 28th of September. So I would imagine a lot of these trends are going to be changing big time in the months ahead. In any case, look at this. Cape Coral, Florida, as well as Fort Myers. Fort Myers was hit big time by Hurricane Ian, by the way. 36.9% decrease in closed home sales on a year-over-year basis, and the median sold price up by 16.3%. Also, the metro for Jacksonville, closed home sales decreasing by 33%, home prices up by 12.4%. Miami, Florida, home prices up by 18.7%. And also in the Naples area, this is actually the most expensive metro that the Florida Association of Realtors tracks. The median sold price at $725,000 is the highest amongst these metros they're tracking here. Also in Orlando, home sales declining by 30.4% on a year-over-year basis. Home prices up by 15%. Panama City, this is in Bay and Gulf counties. home prices up by 27.1%. And by the way, whenever I mention home prices, I mean the median sold price, up by 27.1% on a year-over-year basis, the biggest increase, by the way. Meanwhile, in Sebring, which is in Highlands County, this is actually the most affordable metro that they actually track at $253,000. Again, it was their median sold price. And in Tampa, Florida, home sales down by 36.2% on a year-over-year basis. What really caught my attention regarding this page right here is that every single metro that they track recorded double-digit decreases in closed home sales on a year-over-year basis. However, though, despite this, every single metro except for 2 of them recorded double-digit increases in the median sold price. And with that said, please comment below with your biggest takeaways from today's video. Also, if you guys got any value in this video whatsoever, then please hit the like button. I really appreciate that. I hope you guys have an awesome day and look forward to seeing you on the next video.